Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Clemens, Vice President of Life Markets at URL Insurance Group. Thanks for joining us this morning for our first Friday Life Markets presentation. And, with everything in the news, I always like to start with sometimes with this day in history. And I hate to do it today because, we've had so much in the news kind of about our president. However, this day in history, looking at the Pillsbury Doughboy, Donald Trump and Mickey Mantle, what do all of these people have in common? Well, the Pillsbury Doughboy and Donald Trump have a lot in common because on this day in 1988, Pillsbury's stock soared from $18.37 to over $57.37. And back then, Donald Trump was making a play to buy up to 25% of Pillsbury stock. Now, Pillsbury also owned Green Giant Foods, Burger King, and a bunch of restaurant chains and some other frozen food opportunities. And they were, I think, the third or the fourth largest food distributor in the country. So at that time, he bought over 400,000 shares of Pillsbury stock, which was about 0.4% of the shares outstanding, which, again, sent the stock soaring on this takeover bid. He was seeking government antitrust clearance to buy up to 25% of the company, but did not get that through. So in 1988, in this day, this was a big day on the market for Pillsbury and the Doughboy and President Donald Trump. Now, on the other side, Mickey Mantle, no relation to that, but being that it's baseball playoffs are here, and although I'm not a Yankee fan, there's nobody, there's no team with greater admiration than the New York Yankees, and Mickey Mantle being one of their superstars. In 1953, on this day, Mickey Mantle hit a grand slam off Russ Meyer to hold off to win 11-7 versus the Brooklyn Dodgers in Game 5 of the World Series. And the Yankees went on to win that series 4-2. So this day in history, October 5th, a couple things that happened. So this is one of my favorites, quote of the day. So this is from my daughter, Delaney. She asked me one day, this is within the last year and a half, she wanted to know more about what I do, and talked to her about life insurance and what we do. And it was during a Progressive commercial with Flo. And she said, after kind of going through what car insurance is and life insurance, she said, Daddy, life is more important than cars, which I completely agree with. But looking at statistics from LIMRA, and from LIMRA and our priorities, 79% of people have insurance for their car, 67% for their home, and only 55% for their family. So keep that into perspective for those of you in both not only the life insurance industry, but the property and casualty industry. Very real statistics out there about what we're protecting. And gosh, most people even have insurance on their cell phones and not even their life. So that's a pretty staggering statistic. So today we're going to talk a little bit about life insurance with living benefits. So I like to say promote and prosper, because when you're talking about additional benefits with life insurance, you get your clients more engaged in the process, because it's not a fun conversation to talk about your death or your spouse's death or your kid's death and what is next. So talking about living benefits, not just the death benefit, can get clients a little more engaged and interested in the life insurance process. So what are living benefits? Well, the most popular accelerated benefits on life insurance policies, number one is terminal illness. Most every life insurance policy today, being term life, permanent UL, or whole life, has a terminal illness accelerated benefit. But the newer benefits out there, critical illness and chronic illness. So we have many companies here at URL that have all three of those accelerated living benefits. And it's that old adage in sales with life insurance: do you have the new kind of insurance or the old kind of insurance? And what's the new kind? What's the old kind? Well, the new kind has living benefits, right? So terminal illness, again, depending on the company's definition, it could be a life expectancy of 12 or 24 months. And most companies will accelerate a portion of the death benefit of 50 or 75%. Generally, those companies will cap that at a $500,000, $750,000 or $1 million maximum. So obviously, if it's a 50% acceleration and you have a $2 million policy and the company caps it at $500,000, the most the client will be able to receive is $500,000 on that particular case. So each company a little bit different, but generally it's the same kind of benefit there. Again, most all carriers and products offer this, with us at URL and other companies. The companies that may not offer a accelerated benefit for terminal illness are generally maybe a simplified issue type company that's kind of an impaired risk type product. But again, it's the most common accelerated benefit. So chronic illness. This one has become extremely popular, especially when we're looking at not only life insurance needs for clients, but also long-term care type needs for clients. So chronic illness can provide a Band-Aid to some of the long-term care planning clients will do. So here's some statistics again regarding long-term care. Nearly a third say long-term care expenses are a top financial concern, but only 15% own a long-term care insurance policy. 70% of people age 65 and above will need long-term care at some point in their lives. And adult health care services on average are $70 a day or $1,517 a month. And the average price of a private room in a nursing home is $267 a day, is about double the average hotel room at $127 a day. So again, long-term care insurance, when you're working with clients in this market, our team at URL can help provide traditional long-term care planning options as well as some alternatives to that or supplements to that. So chronic illness, by definition, is permanently needing service for at least 12 months, unable to perform for at least 90 consecutive days without substantial assistance from another person, at least 2 activities of daily living, or requiring substantial supervision by another person to protect oneself from threats to health and safety due to severe cognitive impairment, i.e. Alzheimer's, dementia. So chronic illness benefits are far more common today than traditional long-term care riders and fall under the Section 101G of the tax code. So it does fall under life insurance underwriting, not health insurance underwriting. And generally, you're going to see for companies that offer chronic illness benefits, it's generally going to be a percentage of the initial death benefit monthly, which is generally at 2% or 4%. A lot of companies will give you that option of choosing 2 or 4% of the initial death benefit. So a $100,000 life insurance benefit at 2%, it's $2,000 a monthly benefit for chronic illness. Or if you choose 4%, you have $4,000 a month. The pool of money is the death benefit. And they'll go up to the maximum, current maximum, which is $11,100. Some will offer a percentage of 24% of initial death benefit each year. So there's some variations within the riders and benefits, but with the companies that have them, it'll be one of these 2 designs primarily. So an example, a $250,000 life insurance policy having $5,000 monthly chronic illness benefit. Client is chronically ill. Client submits a claim, waits the 90-day elimination period from the time they submit the claim. Then they'll receive $5,000 monthly from the insurance company. The goes directly to the client. They decide how to best use those funds. And the client receives 24 months of benefit and then passes away. So they've received $60,000 a year for 2 years. That's $120,000, and actually, in that particular case, they'll receive $130,000 of a life insurance remainder of the death benefit. The last living benefit being critical illness. So if the insured suffers a covered critical illness, they can receive an acceleration of death benefit, and the amount of the acceleration will be determined by the severity of that critical illness. So, you looking at heart attack, stroke, and cancer being the 3 biggest critical illnesses. Now, again, as I talk to a lot of agents regarding the critical illness benefits, not all of these benefits are created equally with companies. Some companies may only cover 3 to 5 of these benefits. Others are going to cover more. So here are some of the common critical illnesses: heart attack, again, stroke, invasive cancer, end-stage renal failure, major organ transplant. And then we can get into some other areas. So again, depending on the company, they may only cover 3 to 5 of those. Other companies will cover 15 to 16 triggers of critical illness. Major organ transplant, ALS, blindness, paralysis, arterial aneurysm, central nervous system tumors, major multiple system trauma, AIDS, severe disease of any organ, severe central nervous system disease, major burns, and loss of limbs. We find first responders, specifically firefighters, really love their life insurance benefit with a critical illness benefit, with the major burn being with their their hazards of their job. And again, reach out to us in regards to what critical illness benefits are available per the companies. So some statistics on critical illness: 7 in 10 employed Americans say they would feel the financial pinch in a month or less without their paycheck. So a life insurance benefit with a critical illness accelerated benefit is a tremendous benefit for our clients, because if they have one of these critical illnesses and they can't work for a while and they're not bringing in their normal paycheck, and let's say they may have disability income or they may not, they're still going to feel a pinch. So 1.4 million Americans annually are diagnosed with cancer. Every 40 seconds, someone in the U.S. has a stroke. Every 34 seconds, someone in the U.S. will suffer a heart attack. 1.5 Americans will declare bankruptcy this year. 60%, or 900,000, are due to medical expenses and bills. So the concern here is we're protecting them for their untimely death in life insurance, but having a critical illness benefit on that policy is a nice feature to have. So carriers with living benefits, for the chronic illness on the left only, AIG, Cincinnati Life, John Hancock, Lincoln National, Mass Mutual, Nationwide, Pacific Life, Protective, Prudential, Transamerica, United of Omaha, and all of those have those benefits on their permanent insurance products. Now, companies that provide chronic and critical illness, both American National, Emeritus, Assurity. Now, Assurity has the critical illness rider in most states that you can add on to the policy, and theirs is unique where it's not an acceleration of life insurance benefit, but it's a standalone additional benefit. It is not in Pennsylvania as a rider, but in Pennsylvania you can get a standalone policy with the critical illness policy with Assurity. Foresters, Life of the Southwest, North American Company, Occidental, Royal Neighbors, and Transamerica on their term product. Now the rest will have it on term and permanent plans. So where to promote and prosper with living benefits? Well, if you're working with anybody in the mortgage protection market, if you're not talking about living benefits, somebody else is, especially for new homeowners. They want to protect that mortgage, and they're getting a lot of information on mortgage protection, life insurance. You'd certainly want to talk about the living benefits, because if they have that stroke or that heart attack or cancer or a critical illness where they're not going to be working and not bringing in an income for a period of time, that mortgage payment is still going to be coming every month. We like to say the mugs, mortgage, utilities, groceries, those are things that you're going to have constantly. So any kind of benefit a client can have to help with that is a tremendous benefit. We see this being talked about more in the business insurance market as well for key person and buy-sells. So if you have a small business with 2 owners or even 3 owners, and you have one of the owners fall ill, and now that owner of that business is not working, but they're certainly still bringing in paycheck and reaping the benefits of of company distributions, etc. If they're not going to be working for a substantial amount of time, well, it gives the other business owners the opportunity in the buy-sell policy to buy them out. So they may not get all of the life insurance benefit through the critical illness, but they may get some, and even if it's a partial buyout for some of the shares of the business, it gives them an opportunity to do that. And same thing with a key employee. You can the business can access the death benefit for critical or chronic illness on those illnesses on the key person to help there as well. We do see the chronic illness being an alternative or a supplement to long-term care insurance. We can offer these on a single premium, a shortened pay period, or even payments all the way to age 100 and beyond. So whatever the client's budget on, say, a permanent policy needing chronic illness on their life insurance, we can design it any which way needed, single premium to pay every year. Policy reviews, looking at old life insurance versus the new. Do you have the old kind or the new kind? Promote all benefits, again, not just the death benefit, and that will provide more sales and opportunities in doing so. Now, I also would like to note we have provided a couple handouts within this presentation on the utility bar. So I provided information on accelerated benefit riders with American National and Emeritus. Those are the two that have some of the most triggers in critical illness accelerated benefit of all the carriers listed. So you'll see 15 to 16 different triggers for critical illness on those reference guides down in the handouts if you care to download those and take those with you. We also have a one-page handy sheet on our life team here at URL. It's titled How to Write Life. It'll give you everyone's name and extensions here at URL to assist you with your next case. And those are a couple of the handouts that you have there. All right. Rewarding you for your business. We do have a couple bonuses going on right now in the fourth quarter. We have our Quick Start bonus for any new agents to URL or any returning agents who haven't written a piece of life business with the URL in the last 24 months. For our Gemini partner agents, we have our fourth quarter Gemini bonus. And we also have a retreat for 2019 production to Charleston coming up in March of 2020. So our Quick Start bonus, again, for new and returning agents is $25 per case, as long as the case size is a $600 to just under $1,000 of annualized premium. $100 per case for cases of $1,000 to just under $2,500. And then a $250 bonus for cases of $2,500 and above. For our Gemini partners, our quarterly bonus will be $100 per application for $1,000 premium, $250 for the $250, a $500 bonus for 5,000 cases of 5,000 and greater, $1,000 bonus for 10,000 and greater, and a $2,000 bonus for 25,000 and greater. Also, if you're writing disability, we have a $50 and $100 per app bonus on our disability income plans. And again, our President's Club trip in Charleston, South Carolina. It'll be our top 40 brokers, broker partners with URL, and we'll be staying at the newly opened 5-star Hotel Bennett down in Charleston. If you have any questions, need any help with quotes, you can reach out to Joey Fry, our sales support specialist for life insurance, or myself, Steve Clemens. Joey's extension is 157. His email address is joeyf@urlinsgroup.com. Myself, I am extension 132, and I am Steve C@urlinsgroup.com. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to take those now. And if not, have a great Friday, a great weekend, and certainly talk living benefits with your clients. And if you're on our quote engine, and you want to know which companies provide these living benefits so you can spreadsheet them along with the companies that do not, give Joey a call, give myself a call. We'll be happy to help you with that. And I have found when working with clients through our Orion program at URL, which is our referral program where agents will maybe in other markets refer life business to us for URL to help their clients with those needs. I found one agent I was working with, a casualty agent, asked me to reach out to his clients, and I did so, and we talked about those benefits, and he said, well, I'm not sure if my clients would want that. They'll probably just want the lowest premium. I said, fair enough. I said, we'll provide the lowest premium available, and we'll also let them know about those benefits. And they did indeed opt for the higher premium product that had those benefits because those benefits were important to them. You know, they recently had someone in the family who just had a stroke. Obviously everyone's affected by cancer, and those meant something to those clients. And it was a little extra premium. It wasn't a lot of extra premium, but just going through those benefits added a lot of value to the clients for what they need and what was important for them. So definitely think living benefits with life. We'll be happy to help you quote it, get you the materials to help market it and promote it. And I appreciate everybody's time. With that, I'm going to end the recording, and I'll take any questions if we have any.